Welcome. In this tutorial, we'll add exception handling to the Tractor Selector application. You can follow along on page 266 of the book. Step 1. Return to the tuba.js document in your text editor. Step 2. Locate the verify acres function and delete its contents. Test form completeness so that the function is empty. Step 3. Within the code block for the verify acres function, enter the following statements to create variables. Var validity equals true, and var message text equals the empty string. We'll use these variables to track whether the user's entry is valid, and the text of the message to be written to the sidebar. Step 4. Below the variable declarations, enter the following try statement. We'll have a try block that contains an if statement, and the conditional expression of the if statement is that acre box's value is not greater than 0. If that's the case, then we'll want to throw an error with the message, please enter a number of acres greater than 0. This statement checks if the value of the acres box variable, which references the input box with the ID value acres, is greater than 0. If not, it throws an error with the message, please enter a number of acres greater than 0. Step 5. Below the try statement, enter the following catch statement. Catch message where we provide our handler for this exception. So everything we want to occur when the exception is thrown. We want to set validity equal to false, set message text to message, and set acre box's value to the empty string, with the comment remove erroneous entry from input box. This statement sets the value of the validity variable to false, sets the value of the message text variable to the text of the error message thrown by the try statement, and then sets the value of the input box to an empty string, removing the erroneous entry. Step 6. Below the catch statement, enter the following finally statement. Finally, acres complete equals validity, message element dot inner HTML equals message text, message head element dot inner HTML equals the empty string, with the comment remove any former recommendation heading, and finally, test form completeness. This statement sets the value of the global variable acres complete to the value of the validity variable. This allows other functions to identify whether the user input in the acres box is ready for a recommendation to be generated. Next, the text content of the sidebar element displaying any error message, referenced with the variable message element, is set to the value of the message text variable. If an error was thrown, this places the text of the error in the sidebar. Otherwise, it sets the value of the sidebar text to an empty string. Next, the text content of the sidebar element displaying the model name for any previous recommendation is set to an empty string in case the error message is replacing a previous recommendation. Finally, the test form completeness function is called. Your verify acres function should match what's on the screen. The structure of this error handling code matches the code you added to the verify acres function above. Step 8. Save your changes to tuba.js and reload or refresh tractor.htm in the browser. I'll close the debugger window, and then in the acres box type 0. Now here we would expect the error message on the left to display, please enter a number of acres greater than 0. But we don't see that. So let's return to the source code file and try to figure out what's going on. As we can see in line 38, our verify acres box.value is greater than 0 is missing a pair of parentheses. So let's go ahead and add that in. We'll save the file once again. Making sure to balance all the parentheses. And return to tractor.htm in the browser. I'll click refresh and enter 0 again in acres. And now as we can see, we do generate an error message, please enter a number of acres greater than 0. Step 9. Type 10 in the acres box. The error message is removed from the sidebar. Step 10. In the months box, type 13. As we can see, the error message, please enter a number of months between 1 and 12 is displayed in the sidebar, and the invalid entry is removed from the months box. Step 11. Type 8 in the months box. The error message is removed from the sidebar.